It's that if you think you can just get on a Delta Airlines flight from Paris and all of a sudden your kid becomes a U.S. citizen, that devalues the meaning of what it is to be a citizen.
Should we hold the children who do not choose to come here accountable for their parents' actions? There are some countries that...
Well, if you're already a citizen, you're a citizen. We're not going to revoke what's already happened.
If it becomes overturned, do we want to create second-class citizens who aren't a citizen of another country?
Yes, they're citizens of another country. Go back to your own country.
Except if they come from India, they come here and a child is born. That child is not a citizen of India, nor would they be a citizen of here. Then you have
No, they are a citizen of India. That's not true.
They're not.
Yes, they are. The parents are Indian citizens, and that's how it works in India. Is that the citizenship goes to the parents. So that's the point. Is that they can go back to their own country, and they can go live in India.
So the children should be deported as soon as they're born here.
Yes, with their parents, absolutely.
You don't think that we should give them? We shouldn't encourage them to become productive members of American society?
No.
Do you believe in the American dream?
Yes, of course, for American citizens, not for every person around the planet.
I agree. I think we all agree.
Yes.
What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys are feeling good. My name is Elario, your host, and then back to another video and check out with you guys. This is called Charlie Kirk Destroys the Birthright Citizenship Argument. You know the drill, guys. We talk less and we react more. Let's check this one out.
Who's up next? Who disagrees? Yep.
Charlie, how you doing this afternoon? I am proud to be conservative. I'm proud to be an American, and I think we would agree on most things. But one thing that I'm here to dispute you on is
Israel?
Trump's executive order to overturn birthright citizenship.
Oh, okay.
Which you posted on X 2 months ago that the Supreme Court has never reviewed the 14th Amendment regarding birthright citizenship.
Not correctly yet.
Have you heard of Wong versus Kimmark?
Yeah,
or
it's a
versus
BS.
America. What about
I'm drawing from a lot of memory on this, so I'm going to have to plead a little bit of
That's fine. I have a shallow understanding. But both of those cases ruled that regardless of national origin, the children of immigrants will become U.S. citizens. It is
not just the children of immigrants. It's not just that.
It's the exception for diplomats.
The children of visitors become U.S. citizens.
Right, and
so for example, a pregnant woman can leave China who's 8 months pregnant, get a 90-day visitor visa, and then her baby becomes a U.S. citizen.
How is it being implemented now? If you come here illegally, your children are what? What are they?
They become U.S. citizens.
And that's the Supreme Court precedent. So the executive order to overturn it is illegal.
No, it's very much legal. It's challenging the prior Supreme Court decision. But let's go back to my example. You can fly to China and literally just come here as a visitor, show up at a hospital, and they will give you a U.S. passport, and your kid becomes a U.S. citizen. You understand we are one of the only countries in the industrialized world that has birthright citizenship.
And I'm proud to be that. We are a country of immigrants. See,
we're not. No. We're a country of settlers, not of immigrants.
Okay.
That's a big distinction. Let me tell you the difference. Settlers are people that build a new country that was barren. Immigrants come to a country already built. The people who built this country, they went west to an unconquered, barren country and built a new society. Immigrants helped enrich it. They helped grow it upon that. But the foundation of America were settlers, not immigrants. That is a talking point that is overused.
We have no unifying religion, no unifying race, no unifying national origin. But what we do share is that if you were born on the soil, you have an inherent birthright to the benefits of American citizenship. And
that's a huge mistake.
And that's a huge mistake. So you disagree with 200 years of precedent.
Yes.
Have you read what was discussed during the passage of the 14th Amendment?
The Founding Fathers, first and foremost, never wanted all of a sudden a pregnant woman to be able to get on, they didn't have airplanes back then, go across the ocean, and all of a sudden they become a U.S. citizen.
Those who drafted the 14th Amendment did.
Yeah, the 14th Amendment was in what year?
1866.
Yeah, exactly. Way past the founding era.
So you don't agree with
the 14th Amendment was largely applicable to free slaves.
I understand that was a purpose, but it has also been extended to those who come illegally.
No, you're right. It has been wrongly extended. You know the 14th Amendment?
By the Supreme Court.
Exactly, and they got it wrong. Just like how they got Roe versus Wade wrong, and we got that repealed. The point being is the Supreme Court can get things wrong. The idea, it's very simple. It's that if you think you can just get on a Delta Airlines flight from Paris and all of a sudden your kid becomes a U.S. citizen, that devalues the meaning of what it is to be a citizen.
Should we hold the children who do not choose to come here accountable for their parents' actions? There are some countries that...
Well, if you're already a citizen, you're a citizen. We're not going to revoke what's already happened.
If it becomes overturned, do we want to create second-class citizens who aren't a citizen of another country?
Yes, they're citizens of another country. Go back to your own country.
Except if they come from India, they come here and a child is born. That child is not a citizen of India, nor would they be a citizen of here. Then you have
No, they are a citizen of India. That's not true.
They're not.
Yes, they are. The parents are Indian citizens, and that's how it works in India. Is that the citizenship goes to the parents. So that's the point. Is that they can go back to their own country, and they can go live in India.
So the children should be deported as soon as they're born here.
Yes, with their parents, absolutely.
You don't think that we should give them? We shouldn't encourage them to become productive members of
No.
American society.
No.
Do you believe in the American dream?
Yes, of course, for American citizens, not for every person around the planet.
I agree. I think we all agree.
Yes, it's not our job to open up our borders to every sad story around the planet.
Exactly, the adults, but the children did not choose to cross the border. They did not choose to come here.
Okay.
They have been placed here.
Exactly, so don't punish them by separating the mom and dad. They can all go back to their country of origin. It's very simple.
But that's not the law. That's not how it's been. Do you think that would be productive for American society?
Hold on, that's the interpretation of the 14th Amendment. We're talking about two different things. We're talking about birthright citizenship, and then we're talking about kids that are crossed when they're already born. The point being is this, and President Trump's executive order is phenomenal. It goes back to this very basic question. What does it mean to be a citizen? And we're throwing around citizenship like frisbees every day. You're a citizen, you're a citizen, you're a citizen. And it dilutes the meaning of the citizen, of what it means to be a U.S. citizen. We need to bring it back to actually say, hey, you have to earn your citizenship. You are not given your citizenship.
So a child doesn't choose to be born between someone who comes here illegally and someone who is already a citizen. That person did not choose that. There's no accountability.
Yes, and there's
in that
kids
action.
in Namibia that didn't choose to be born in Namibia.
Exactly.
It's not our
But that's
concern
the
to
great
import
thing
them.
about America is that by being here, you offer them the extension for the
See,
opportunities.
I disagree. I think that I think on the surface it's a great thing about America. I think it's us having generosity being turned into compromising our values used against us. At times, generosity can turn into an overindulgence. You could become too generous, where you are borrowing money that you don't have. We're doing that. Where you're giving citizenship where it dilutes. Yes, we are a generous nation, and our virtues have become our vices.
What does it dilute? What does a child being born here having birthright?
You know what? You know what it
What
dilutes?
does that take away from us?
It first of all,
They pay taxes.
First of all, number one, it dilutes a lot.
What does it dilute?
Can I get to it? Dilutes a lot. Number one, it dilutes legal immigrants that are full adults that had to apply to come
And
here.
I agree. So we should stop illegal immigration.
Well,
but
no,
there will
legal.
always be
I said
some.
legal
I
immigration.
agree.
Right. Number two is that I actually want the idea of being a U.S. citizen, that you are here or born here because your parents did something to allow you to be here. Not just that you got on a nonstop flight from Seoul, South Korea, and you happen to fall and your water breaks and you're suddenly a U.S. citizen. It devalues the entire meaning of what it means. Everybody here has a unique story of what your parents did for allow you to live in this country. That's called a social compact. Some of you guys, your parents came here, your ancestors came here in the 1700s. Some of them came here in the early 1900s. But if all of a sudden you can gain entry and cut in line, it dilutes the sacrifices primarily of the greatest generation from World War II that allowed us to live here, and it is an insult to them to say that we can live in a free society. I want to get to the next question. Thank you very much.
Charlie does have a very solid argument here. Because, I mean, back in high school, we're taught that there are 3 types of citizenship. Citizenship by birth, by naturalization, and by marriage. Now, this context of citizenship by birth, honestly, there are mixed feelings on it, to be very, very sincere with you, because a lot of people took advantage of the fact that once you are born in America, you automatically get, your child automatically gets a US passport. Now, honestly, I've never really thought about it. I don't know what's good or bad it's doing to the society. But the thing is, when my teacher explained citizenship by birth, he said, when your parents are citizens of that country and they give birth to you in that country, you automatically become a citizen. Now, if I'm to follow what my teacher said, 2 people hopping on a plane and flying to another location and giving birth there, let's just imagine it's not America they landed in. Would you actually ascribe your child to that particular location if it's not America? And that's why, in Charlie's eyes, for the fact that these 2 people are citizens of another country, just as you said, citizenship starts with the parent. As long as the parents are not citizens of America, then that child, regardless of where it is born, or where he or she is born, they are citizens of their parents' country. Now, if in the sense that they actually migrate there legally, and get their papers, they are working, contributing to society, then if they do give birth to the child there, I believe there's nothing wrong with the child becoming a citizen because the child is going to school there. And in this case, citizenship by naturalization comes in because after 15 years, if you have stayed 15 years in that country, you have every right to be granted citizenship right. So, honestly, a lot of people may not agree with what he's saying, but having citizenship rights to a country for a 90-day visit really doesn't make sense, honestly. It may not do anything in the greater harm, but neither is it doing anything in the greater good for them. And if at some point they feel it should be scrapped, well then, it's their country. I mean, literally, it's their country. They can choose to reform whatever laws they deem fit. And last but not least, citizenship by marriage. If a woman from another country marries an American man, she automatically becomes a citizen because she's married to someone in that country. They are not separated. And if that union is blessed with a child, then that child too automatically becomes a citizen because his parents have both been recognized as citizens of that country. So, honestly, though, a lot of people outside America, and even as from this young guy who I've seen, in America may not be happy with this particular law, but it actually kind of makes sense. A 90-day visit just to give birth to a child to get their citizen rights really doesn't make sense. But anyway, guys, please tell us what you think about this video in the comment section, and please do us leave a thumbs up for us at the end of this video. If you're just joining the channel for the first time, please click that bell button to notify when we drop a new video. And of course, subscribe to follow us for more updates. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe.